Hello, everybody. We are doing some bullet journaling sprints today. This is sort of Studio Ghibli themed because the Studio Ghibli readathon's happening right now. I'm personally going to be doing a Studio Ghibli themed bullet journal for August. But without getting too far and deep into the details, we are the Bujo Babes. We have two in attendance today. We do have a couple of others who would join us occasionally, but today it is me and Julia, and we are going to be working on our bullet journals. You can use these sprints to also work on your bullet journals, or you can use them to do whatever you want. If you want to read, you want to do something else productive, you want to do both, listen to an audiobook and bullet journal. You do you. We're just here to provide the sprints, the commentary, and the vibes. This is true, like, I joked about this in my Instagram post, the lo-fi hip hop beats to study to.
Yes.
Because it's literally, that is Whisper of the Heart, where she's just like sitting with the headphones on. And I remember I watched that movie like last year and I was like, oh, this is the lo-fi girl? This is her? Oh my
This
god,
is the moment.
Like I instantly was like, this movie means so much more to me now, all of a sudden.
It's very iconic.
It's so much. But I've been blabbing a lot, but Julia, do you want to talk about yourself? What's your plan for this sprint?
Yeah, so I'm also going to be a little bit on theme, but I'm also going to mix in like August lyrics because it is August.
Yes.
And that's just in my head 24/7. So
yeah, it just makes
as
sense.
one does. Yeah, I think I'm going to use maybe some pictures from when Marnie was there because I haven't seen it, but that's what the quiz told me I should vibe
That's
with.
your movie, according to the BuzzFeed quiz.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. I actually have seen that one, and no, I won't say anything. I was gonna say something. Nope, I won't even say what I was gonna. Nope, never mind. I won't say anything. We haven't seen the movie yet, so we will be streaming that one eventually at some point during the readathon.
Okay. The only thing I know is because I Googled it just to be like, let me get some things. And apparently Haley Steinfeld and Kiernan Shipka were both voices in it, which
really?
I love both of them.
It's so funny because if you look up the people who voiced like it's the English dub or whatever, but like if you look up what the which voice actors do all the English dubs for all of the Ghibli movies, every single time I look at one where I'm like, I kind of know, I'm like, what? Like every single time where I'm like, it's always the people that are like very famous, but I never expected them to be the voices of Studio Ghibli, I guess. I mean, like some of them I've like gotten used to where I'm like, how is Christian Bale? Where I'm like, I remember that shocking me the first time, but now I'm like, no, that makes sense. But if you look up any of the other ones, like I remember Ponyo has like Miley Cyrus's sibling in it.
Yes.
Oh my god, Noah Cyrus is in that. Tina Fey is in that. Kate Blanchett is in that. Betty White is in that. Matt Damon. Liam Neeson is Fujimoto.
Oh my god. They get nothing but
wait a minute.
The top names.
The fourth Jonas brother is in this movie. I forgot about that. Frankie Jonas and Noah Cyrus were like the big duo because they're like sort of the main characters in the movie. I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
Wow. There's like, because there's just so many famous people. Every time you look it up, it's like, oh my god. So it's such a joy to look that stuff up. It's so funny.
It's a shame that they're animated because we just need like a red carpet of all these people. Like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, that was me. I was talking, and then this thing appeared on the screen. It's great. Let's jump through a few comments first. Hello. Thank you for coming, and thank you for coming early too. Also, thank you for the super sticker. This is awesome. This is like the super chat feature that shows up sometimes, and I feel like it is always like during these shows and stuff that these pop up, and they're so much fun. They're so great.
Fancy.
I'm going to alternate between husband material and finishing up my July book journaling. Ooh, what theme did you go with for your bullet journal for July? I was telling Julia, I'm still behind on my months, so I'm going to be speeding through those, so at least I have the space to start doing my August bujos. Hello and happy Friday! I am so happy it's Friday. What like every day has felt like a Monday this week. Every single day where I'm like, I'm so tired every day.
This was the longest week of my life.
Yeah.
There was not a single day this week that I did not get home like before 9 p.m.
Oh my god.
So I'm happy to be home. I got a promotion this week.
Oh my god,
Thank
congratulations!
you.
Oh my god.
So
I'm so
yeah,
happy
and
for you.
I can say it now because it's been like announced to the people. I don't think anyone in my work
Well,
sphere would
yeah.
find this, but
Yeah, because I remember you posting the thing on your story of like interviews and stuff like that and whatever. So I'm
Mhm.
very happy for you. Very excited.
I mean, it's going to come with its own new stresses, but I'm just glad to not be like wondering anymore, like, oh,
Yeah,
will
you
this
never get
be
promoted
the
without like, the work also getting worse in some way.
Yes.
But I'm very happy for you though. That means,
Thank you.
at least the salary's going up and it's
Yeah.
exciting.
I'm a boss lady now. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
have people who are older than me who I'm in charge of, which
Oh my
is
god, girl
wild.
boss. Girl
Yeah.
boss,
Girl
literally.
bossing.
Hello, John. Thanks for coming.
Ooh.
Hope everyone's doing well. As we were all like, this is the hardest week of life. It's like, yeah, sorry. It's been rough. I'm so happy that tomorrow's like a day off. I was supposed to have plans tomorrow, and I think they just fell through with a friend, but it's like that instant relief of like, I get a day. I always overbook myself, so this is so nice to just get to chill, get to
It
relax.
really is.
I think we might stream a Ghibli movie tomorrow since I have
Ooh.
like the day off. Then maybe I'll stream one of the movies. My movie is Porco Rosso, so I might stream my movie to just see what's going on because I know August is a very busy month for some people. I feel like when I'm planning my bujo, most of it's just going to be blocked out days of like I'm away, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I'm excited to have the vacation that's coming up, but it's also where is the month going? It's barely started, and I feel like it's almost over. So
True.
so much to do. July was orange and aqua beach vibes. Oh, I love that look.
Ooh.
Yes, August went floral because I have an abundance of stickers. But I still have like 4 books I need to write my thoughts for in July. Ooh, yes. I love doing like a nice beachy vibe for the summertime. I'm always conflicted on if it should be July or if it should be August for beachy stuff. Because August feels very purple to me. Like or very like
Ooh.
pastel, bluish, purplish colors for some reason.
I
Um,
like it.
yeah. But I do love the flower stickers. That's always fun. What
I
did you?
got a ton of new stickers. I'm
Oh,
hyped.
do you want to show and tell?
Oh, yeah, here, let me look. I have like reorganized my supplies. I have like a little case for my bujo stuff now. Well,
Ooh,
this and this and this, but that's another
of
story.
course,
These are
of
like
course.
pens and stuff. So, ooh, sticker tour. Wait, let me see what's actually the new stuff. I think it got rearranged because when we had not done sprints for so long, I was like, okay, I got to get caught up. And so I just did like several months of like, okay, there's some stickers on a page. It's pretty.
Yeah.
So wait, I need something to be like the backdrop because I took them out of the plastic. Oh, what are you? Perfect. How about a piece of white cardboard? Look at that. So I got like these little floral like wreaths. They're so
Oh,
cute and dainty. And then, wait, I got 2 colors of this. Okay. So I got the same sheet in like grays and browns, but they're like little ink
oh,
splotches and watercolor, and they're just
that's a
cute.
nice little like touch just to put on the page with like some ripped paper or something in the background.
Exactly. And then like more florals. I
Oh,
just
that's so
love
pretty.
a
And like
neutral
postcard one.
sticker.
Or like
I
the
can't miss
what are
it.
those called? Postage stamps. The postage stamp
Yes.
ones.
And then I got just like random
Oh, like
papers for
text
like
to just like
ripping
rip
and
up.
yes.
Because it
Exactly.
hurts as a book person to just like buy a book just to rip it up and stuff. Where I'm like,
Yes.
I could do it, but it feels wrong. So I don't. What if I want to read it? What if I,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pain for me.
I feel like I would literally have to find a book that is like so old it is physically falling apart, and I'd be like, I'm doing you a favor. No one can read you. We're
Except then I
repurposing
would put it
you.
in my bullet journal, it would probably fall apart, and I'd be like, why did I do this to
That
myself?
is true.
But then the downside of that is like the only book I would really want to rip up is a book I didn't like, but I don't want the words of that book in my bullet journal because I didn't like
Yes.
it. So the
There's
conflict.
no winning.
No winning.
So,
I don't know. We got a lot of congratulations to you. Congrats to your promotion.
thank
Congratulations, you
you.
deserve it. It's so exciting. Congrats. Next week, 5 of 6 days, I have doctor's appointments. I hope you can bring like a nice book with you or something, because I feel like
Yeah,
doctor's appointments is mostly waiting, and then a doctor just looks at you and is like, you're fine or you're not fine. But the whole time it's just a waiting game. So you want to distract yourself or, use that time with a book, maybe.
so
I had
true.
a week at the beach in July, which is why I ended up with that theme. That is so fun. A whole week at the beach.
It does.
Except, well, I guess you're based in London, or England at least, I think. If I'm wrong, correct me. But wasn't England on fire during July? Not like all of July, but I remember there was a period of time, because here in Jersey, there was a horrible heat wave leading up to and then the week after my birthday, which I was a little bummed about because I like to go out, like outside on my birthday, and just like hang out in nature and stuff. And I remember the whole week leading up to and afterward, it was so hot. It was like over 100 degrees every day, and Fahrenheit. And every day you would wake up, and at 8 a.m. it was already like 93 degrees. And then by the time it was like the next day at 1 a.m. for the following day, it was still 91 degrees. And I was like, when will it end? I just want to chill out over here. I was like, wow, this is so bad. And then I heard that something in like southern England literally caught on fire because it was so hot, and they are not built for hot weather like that. So
No.
I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like some aluminum casing on something, but it just literally caught on fire because it was so hot.
Jeez.
So yeah, pain, definitely pain.
Wow.
Oh, I was totally wrong. Texas.
Oh.
I don't know why I did. Okay, my bad. Very sorry. But I thought Texas was also pretty hot. I don't know. We've gone through a heat wave right now. It's hard for me not to think it's happening all over the place, but very possible Texas was chill.
I really feel like it's happening everywhere. I mean, it's not
It's
that
definitely not, but it feels like it's been like a very hot period of time for everything because,
bad.
you know,
Yes.
gotta
The
take care of
world
our
is
earth.
ending. Yeah.
Hello,
Hi, Margaret.
I live 1.5 hours from the coast, so I take long weekends in the summer to escape down and crash my parents' RV. Oh my god, that sounds so fun. That
What a
sounds so
treat.
great. I've always wanted to like kind of do like a little bit of time in an RV and just see what it was like. Like travel around, you get to just go back in the back, cuddle up, read your book, make some food. So great. Yeah, this is totally true. You could just listen to an audiobook too. Yeah. It would be super great. Texas is stupid, stupid hot. Like we haven't dipped below 100 in 2 months. Oh my god. You gotta get out of there. You
Yeah,
gotta
I would be gone.
you gotta go north where it's cold. Just get up. Gotta get out of there. We are freezing. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely not everywhere. Cause
Oh,
yeah, I think it's currently I think it just dipped to about 80 something where I am, but it's been like 90 something all day. So
yeah.
whew.
I mean, it's been in the 80s here for me, but it has been so humid and we've had like
Yeah.
thunderstorms, rainstorms all this week. And I'm like, can we just make it stop now?
Can we go back to the way it used to be all those other summers where it wasn't like this?
Back in the day.
I have family in Texas, so I visit all the time, and I hate the heat and the humidity. Oof, yeah. The humidity is a real killer. I feel like it makes everything much more oppressive for the heat.
Yes.
I lived in lake effect snow in Ohio for 3 years and moved as far south as I could after that. Find some balance. Yeah, somewhere between like snows every single day and is on fire every day. It's like something in the middle.
Yeah.
Too.
There's got to be a sweet spot in there.
It's gotta be something. Haven't had rain since May, and it's hurting my soul and our water supply. Oh no, no rain since May seems like a drought at this point. That doesn't seem right.
Sure.
My heart goes out to you. I love a good rainstorm every once in a while. Well, I hope all of this talk of how we have to save the planet is inspired to think about what we're going to be making for our bullet journals soon. But we are coming up to like very close to about a 30-minute after the hour mark. So I'm thinking we could do like a 30-ish minute sprint, which I'm going to start to set up. We'll still go through a few more comments, but
Yes.
just so that way we kind of like know what we're up to. So somebody had mentioned before that doing something like a tomato timer or like the Pomodoro
Ooh,
timer would be good because sometimes people watch these back and then they can't tell what time it is because they're watching it at a different time than it was posted.
yes.
So that was a super great idea that somebody brought to my attention, and I like it. And little tomato guy is very cute. So I figured we
Mm.
could do a 30-minute timer if I can figure out how to set this up. I
I
always forget
literally,
this.
I just bought like a physical little visual timer for myself because I was like,
Oh.
these are good little guys, but it has no batteries in it, and I apparently don't own batteries, so it's useless for the moment, but it'll be really cute when
You
it
just
works.
have the, like you have the sticker that has like the 0000 across it, and you're like, it's nothing o'clock. It's nothing o'clock. It's
Yeah,
not,
time is made up, right?
time is made up. So what are you gonna do? I'm a woman of extremes. Yes, I've
Clearly.
seems to be that way. I got lucky when I got to the beach. Oh wait, it never felt more than 80. Oh, that's so nice. The whole week I was there, but
Mm,
back home we were hearing it felt like it was in the hundreds. Oh,
gross.
yeah. Big difference between 80 and 100. I used to think like, oh, like 90 something, 100 could be okay under the right circumstances. But like 80 and like high 70s and then 80ish is like perfect. It really is. It's like just right. Feels like summer, not oppressive heat. You can still enjoy yourself outside without like immediately having to run inside.
Yeah,
I'm in Central Cali. We got humid rain today at 94 degrees. This is the lowest it's been in 2 months. Oh my God.
oppressive.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
nope, nope. Don't
I
like
think
it.
everybody's staying inside and like hydrating and everything. This is your hydrate check. You know, we're on social media, so that's what the influencers do these days. Hydrate check. I got a bubble tea right before this. This is my hydration for the day.
Ooh, that was your errand that you had to run?
I finished work, and I
Okay,
like my job is basically like I just talk all day to people and I consult. So I was very tired and I laid in bed and I consulted all day with the camera off. So I've
nice.
been helping people, but it's a lot of like talking and problem solving and coding. And like you're coding live too. So people are like, fix this problem. And you're like, okay, let me share my screen and just code for you live. So you're just. So after everything, I was exhausted. I've been also cleaning my entire room and like moving so many things out, breaking down cardboard, all that stuff. And I was like, I have Bujo Babe sprints tonight. It's going to be great. But I'm so tired. And my mom was like, let's get Boom Boom Chicken. And let's get bubble tea. And let's get dope cookie. And I was like, okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. So we raced out to go get food, and everything like that. And not even really like a shopping trip, but just all the stuff in that little parking lot that has like the H Mart, it has the bubble tea, it has Korean fried chicken plate. I just said boom boom chicken like everybody knew what that was. Korean fried chicken. And like a little dessert shop. So we picked up everything and
Ooh.
raced home. So it was a lot of like I don't recommend this for people legally. This is a joke, but not really. I was eating chicken while I was driving, just like, all right, it's fine. We gotta get home. We gotta do it. They think this is a joke, but illegally, maybe it's not. But it was
Legal, very serious.
but I'm a good driver, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it was quite a mad dash home. But
I do think the laws are different everywhere though for like eating while driving.
yeah, I mean, like I feel like I remember a long time ago in New Jersey, they said something like we're outlawing like you can't eat in the car or something like that. Um, or I don't know, like they were talking about something like that because they wanted hands free driving for your phone, and I
Mm-hmm.
think some guy was like chewing a French fry, and because he was like chewing, he was like.
It looked like he was
And so it
talking.
looked like he was talking, and someone pulled him over, and they were like, "You were talking," and he was like, "I wasn't," and they were like, "Yeah, you were." And he was like, "I was a French fries, man. Like I was just eating my food." So
Okay. No, that would never work. I'm literally always singing in the car. Someone would be like, "You were
yes,
yelling at someone on the phone." I'm like, I'm
it's
singing."
Broadway.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So yeah. I mean, like I'm constantly singing like the most emphatic you've ever seen me. I'm like
Oh, yes.
belting out in the car. It's
I'm
only in like the last 5 to 6 years that I realized how not soundproof the car is, so that when you sing really loud, for sure other people can hear you. And I've just
unless
been like,
your music is loud enough, then they're just going to
yeah,
hear
I
your
guess
music.
unless where it's just like, wow, that car sounds. loud, like
Yeah.
suddenly.
That car loves Hamilton. Oh my god.
Having fun.
Wow.
And
No,
meanwhile, we're just at
I
the
have
car, like,
had
doing all the
someone
lyrics.
flip me off because I remember it very vividly. It was my cousins and I in the car, and it was the song "Here We Go Again" by Demi Lovato,
Of
and so we're,
course.
like,
Ah,
singing and
such a good
jamming and
song.
screaming, and the person across from me is, like, giving me the bird because they thought I was yelling at them, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's
But
just
you roll
this
the window
song
down
is a
and be like,
bop."
"Oh, here we go again." Like, that's what
Yeah,
you really need to do is just be like, "It's not about you, man. It's about
yeah,
Demi Lovato. Like, relax. We're listening to an icon. We're listening to a
yeah.
legend. Make history at this moment.
I'm
Please."
sorry you're making this about you. This is
Literally,
about
we're in like, "Listen,
a
nobody was talking about
masterpiece.
you. It's fine."
Yep.
I don't know. Everybody has that thing, but a bop. Where like, I mean, it's one of those things that like sits with you where you like lay in bed and you're like, remember that one time that guy flipped me off, but I was really just singing "Here We Go Again" by Demi Lovato.
Yep.
Not gonna sleep for 3 more hours, okay. But at the same time, it's like worth it though, because what a bop.
Yes.
Anyway, let's do some bullet journaling. We are a little bit past our intended mark, so I'll make it for 30
Totally makes
minutes
it.
still. So we'll come back at about 5 minutes after the hour. So I'll share my screen on here so we can all just watch along and make sure that everybody can see what's going on. Let me see. How do I do this on? I'm using Firefox, which I never
Oh.
do. Using. How do I get there? Why do you look like that? That's not how it's supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
Uh oh, here we go again. You're so right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is so weird. It's not showing me what I need to see.
Oh,
I guess I'll just share
delightful.
my whole entire screen. And I'll just go to the tomato timer. So apologies, this is going to look so weird. But allow. Here we go. It's going to look like this instead.
It's
Uh,
fine.
Hopefully that looks okay to people. So, yep, and we'll see you in 5 minutes after the hour.
Sweet.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah. How'd you do?
Pretty good. I am almost done with my May setup for everything that I filled in already. So I'll just briefly
Nay.
share. But this was I already had done basically this page already. But this has like my May calendar with the books and what I read and the ratings that I gave to everything. Little sneak peek for people. I started doing my like monthly favorites over here. So I have the matcha frappuccino from Starbucks, which is so good. I went on this business trip where, like you got to expense stuff because it was for business, and I had like 1 to 2 matcha frappuccinos every single day. Because the first day I got there, I was spoiled from a different business trip where I got to go to a client's office and they had a nice like break room with a they have coffee there, like they have like a pod or they have a pot of coffee or something like that.
Mhm.
So when I went to this place, I was like, okay, it'll be like the same thing. And then I remember they had like the oldest coffee brewer thing. Um, and it didn't taste great. It was definitely instant coffee, and I always drink my stuff with sugar. And I was like, "Do you have any sugar?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's in the back on the shelf." And I was like, "Okay." And I went over there, and it was literally covered in dust, unopened. I was like, everything fell off, and I was like, "Yep, I'm going to Starbucks tomorrow before I
Wow.
went to work." And I came in with my drink, and they were like, "I made coffee. You came in with a special drink." And I was like, yes. There's no way I can't. I'm sorry, I can't drink that and be ready to go for the whole day for like 8+ hours. Ew. So the matcha frappuccinos, even though they're like really not caffeinated in a meaningful way, gave me life. Really made me feel type of way. And then the other side is my expenses that I was filling in for everything. So I'm finally caught up on that. I have it all in an app somewhere. So I'm trying to put it all together because I still need to, you know, submit my expense report for May for work so I get my money back. But um, with that, May is complete, which is great. So now I can move on to the next month. What about you? What have you
I slapped all my little collage together for August.
done? I love your collages. They're always so good.
So this is my little Marnie moment. Uh, Everything else is just stuff that I had, but yeah. And I think I'm just gonna like write some lyrics over here or across. I don't know yet, but and then I'll be ready to get down to business. And look, I forgot. These weren't with my other stickers, but these are new too. I got these are so cute. I'm trying to pull them out so you can see. They're like these little habit tracker calendars.
Oh, those are so cute.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
so
like
now I can
skeletons too.
like mark my red days and not have to draw a little tiny
I was gonna say
calendar.
it's the luxury of not having to write it every day and then like smudge it when you fill it in. You're like, ah, now
Yep.
it's the same.
So cute and tiny. So
They're perfect.
yes, it'll
Love
be business next. Lots of writing. My hand will be cramping. Can't wait.
Yes. My hand was starting to cramp on that one, but
But I was
sweet.
gonna ask too, are you listening to an audiobook?
I've actually been listening/watching a D&D campaign on
Ooh.
that I'm almost done with. It's a live TTRPG, which is tabletop role playing game, um, and it's done by the. Do you ever watch College Humor
Yes.
or like of College Humor?
I
So like
know.
um, they, I think like College Humor got like I don't know all the details of it. I've looked this up before, but I'm a bit lost on all the specifics. But basically, like their owner company or something like sold them or like pulled out or whatever it was. So they sort of like I wouldn't say like they went under, but like it was different, whatever it was. So
Mhm.
they ended up actually prior to this opening up a streaming service called Dropout. This is not an ad, but Dropout wants to pay me to advertise so I can get a free membership. Let me know.
Drop
But
out. Please get in touch.
Dropout, let me know. Do you need someone to work for you? Let me know. I'm here. But basically, they stream all kinds of fun little like game shows and stuff, and then, usually they're like actual like typical game shows where people compete for like fun or whatever, which are also really fun. So I started watching those back in early June. And I got obsessed with it where I was like, wow, oh my God, this is so much fun. I started watching like all their videos and stuff, all the stuff that's free on YouTube. And then I found out that they have these D&D campaigns from their series called Dimension 20. So it's a bunch of people who get together and they play for like less than 20 episodes. Every episode is somewhere between like, an hour and a half to 2-ish hours or something, which is pretty short for a regular D&D sit down campaign. But like, it's so good. It's so much fun. It's like the first one I watched is like fantasy high schoolers and stuff who, of course, like you got to save the world or whatever it is, but like it's the fun academic setting, which I love. And then this one that I'm currently watching is like The City We Became. But
Ooh.
I personally didn't really like The City We Became for certain reasons with the characterization or the way that the lore worked
Okay.
necessarily. So it's like it's similar to The City We Became in terms of it takes place in New York and it draws from the power of like a city like New York where it's full of this huge population of people, and then there's like magic beneath the surface, and like when you enter New York, it's like, oh my god, like this is the place. But it has so many funny little things because it's literally like the song "New York, New York" by Frank Sinatra. So like the bad guy is literally like, start spreading the news, I'm leaving today. And that's like an ominous thing that's happening for real. And then there's Sinatra's law, which is like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, because there's this whole thing of like arcane energy that like certain places are warded, so you can't make stuff. But if you can make it in New York, then you can make it anywhere. And I'm like, that's so funny. I love it. But like, it's also so serious because these people are like fighting for their lives.
That's
So
brilliant, though.
it's so much fun. But it's also so serious. And one of the players plays a rat. He's literally like a New York City rat, and he like calls upon the pigeons and the rats and stuff to fight on his behalf. It is so much fun. Like,
I love this. And
so
I
I'm having.
think I actually kind of know what you're talking about because YouTube all the time, you know how they love to be like, here's some shorts, here's some
Yeah.
YouTube shorts, watch our shorts. I get their like game show ones all the time
Yes, Game
of
Changer.
the yes, I think. Um and so then when I started watching more and more of those, I started getting like
All the little
tabletop
shorts and ads and stuff.
games,
Yeah.
like short ones recommended to me. And I'm like, why are these getting recommended to me? Oh, that's a face that looks familiar. And so I would just like see. So I think I
I
actually
highly recommend for Game Changer, which is a game show where like literally the game changes every single time. So like they'll come up with a brand new game and the players don't know what the game is. So as they play, they figure out the rules of the game and how to win. And they try to compete and win, which is fun. But one of them that they do is a sound impression game. And they eventually turn that into a spin-off show called Make Some Noise, where the three people basically have to do like it's like stand-up comedy, like ins or like whatever it is of the prompt. So it's always like that type of thing. But the sound impressions one was very fun because it starts off with like just like cow, and you have to like moo and make a great noise. And then other ones are like very elaborate, um, or it'll be like a very precise, well done noise, like when they do like a chicken and someone can like simulate the sound of like an egg cracking of like all the little birds, and I'm like, how do you do that with just your mouth? Like that's incredible. And I'm such a fan of like voice acting and stuff like that, where I'm like I'm in awe of people who can do stuff
yeah.
like that. I think it's so cool. So it is like, ah, what a show, what a great time.
I did
um
look it up just to confirm. And yes, Game Changer is exactly what
yeah,
you're talking about.
so it's amazing. It's really fun. And then I was so excited because obviously I'm a big D&D nerd that they had this whole campaign. And it's funny because it's like people knew about college humor from before, of just like when you watch that and you're like, haha, I do that, just like BuzzFeed, like the way things used to be. But then you watch stuff like this and you're like, huh, these are those people again. I'm like, huh, this is the person who makes that podcast about how to do D&D stuff. Hey, this is the same thing, and this is also the person who just, oh my, wait, all these people are meeting in one place again. Oh my god, this is amazing. So it's very fun to see it, and then like you become familiar with the folks on the show. So I'm enjoying that. I should be listening to audiobooks. I should be reading my TBR, so I'm not behind. I have quite a bit to read for this month, but I've been slumping because I've just been so interested in this show. But I'm like 2 episodes from the end, and then I'll get back to reading, probably. Maybe.
You're so close. It's fine.
We're so close. What about you? Are you listening to anything, or what are you
I
into?
am. I actually have an audio galley. Ooh, fancy lady.
Ooh,
Listening to 1,000,000 to 1. There it is.
what is that?
It's by the same author as. Whoa! I just threw my bullet journal on my lap. It's fine.
Oh.
The same author as The Henna Wars and what's her other book? Honey and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating, those ones.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But this is a Titanic heist. It's a heist on the
Oh!
Titanic.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. I remember when this was being advertised. It had a different cover when I first saw the thing where it's like, I think it's like a girl on the ship and she's wearing a green dress and maybe a hat further away. And that was like the original cover when
Really?
it was being advertised at the time.
Ooh.
I think. But
This might
yeah,
be another Titanic book. Hold on.
it's sapphic, right? It's
Yes. But
sapphic, at least
I
on the
think I have two sapphic Titanic books on my TBR. Not this month, but just generally.
Wait,
Any
really? I didn't know there
listen,
were two.
it's so easy to sell me a book just on the Titanic period. And
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, and we're gonna put a
We
little
can't get
sapphic
into free
spice in it.
time
I'm like,
again.
wait, what is the other book?
Do you remember the day of like the Titanic anniversary? And I was like, I watched the Titanic spin-off, Titanic 2,
Oh my
which is like
God.
the worst fake spin-off movie. And then like the following day, on a day or two after the Titanic anniversary was when we did the infamous party time.
So iconic. Yeah, Darian actually yelled at me because I was watching Titanic and I was like, I'm watching Titanic on Titanic Day. And she's like,
And she was
the
like,
Titanic sailed yesterday. I was like, it sank today. Leave me alone.
do you go off sail date or do you go off sinking date? This is the
Oh,
question. This is
let's
the
see.
one we
Oh
have.
my God, wait. There's a bunch. Okay, there's Luck of the Titanic, The Breath Beneath Waves, and A Million to One. But none of these other girls have green dresses. So maybe what
Oh,
you're saying is valid.
Luck of the Titanic. Let me
I
see.
don't know if that one's sapphic, but I do recognize the cover.
I'll try to see if that's. Oh, I think no. This is the one. I think I must have just seen there was green on the cover in the background, and
But
I
it
thought
is
that she was wearing a
beautiful.
green dress. But you are right. There are a couple different Titanic books that I totally forgot about. I thought these might be similar, but they are different. This one's not a heist, I think.
I don't know.
Um,
But the breath between, I can't even say it, the breath between waves. I do think, yes, that one is sapphic on the Titanic.
oh, I
Um,
tried to write between, and my phone said vegan.
yeah,
Breath
the
of
breath
vegan waves.
vegan waves.
Breath between waves. Okay, this one I have not seen before. It's gonna be so hard for me to read a book like this and not think of the Titanic 2, where they just literally built another Titanic and they were like, just don't worry about it this time. It just won't
It's
sink
fine.
because I told it. I told it it's not allowed to sink, so it's not gonna sink. They're like, don't
Yeah,
worry. Every single time they make every wrong move possible. I'm
you
gonna be reading
know.
like a serious book and I'll be like, did they tell it not to sink though? And then it still sunk anyway.
But did they let it know? Can't
And then they
sink
had
this
to
time?
fly in from the polar ice caps to stop it. Like, this didn't. No.
It's too much.
This is pain. How is this happening?
Ugh. But I'm a hypocrite because if there was, I mean, there probably is. There's got to be some kind of like recreation of the Titanic, right? There has to be.
I mean, like,
Um,
the Titanic had, like, the. What is it? I just feel like I'm going to be stupid. The Britannic? Is that right?
ooh.
Because there were two. There's the Titanic, and then there was its twin
Um,
ship, which was something else.
I'm gonna look it up. Titanic twin ship. Yeah, the Britannic. You're so smart.
Oh my god, okay. I was like, this can't be
Cool.
right. The Britannic?
My brain went like Encyclopedia Britannica. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, okay. I was just like, Britannic?
But it
Britannic? I'm pretty sure it's
also
Britannic. Okay.
sank.
Yeah, I think it also sank at
Ooh.
some point for different reasons, but it did sink. Yes, okay, see? That was the sister ship, the Britannic, also sank during the war when it was used as a hospital ship.
Oh, that's also so
Yeah,
sad.
that's actually a little worse. Like, I feel like the Titanic is sensationalized because it was
Yeah.
like, look at all these rich people, and then what a tragic accident. But a whole hospital ship of people who are ill and being cared for, and then that's tragic. I know there's do you know that song about the Titanic?
Which song? My heart will go on.
No. Okay, my grandma used to sing this to me all the time, but it was like it was about the Titanic, but then it was about the SS-92. And I'm
I don't
not even sure if that's a real ship or if it's just like a thing that they made up for the song. I should look this up
okay.
before I start saying things on the internet.
I'm intrigued.
SS-92 ship. It is a real ship. Okay, great. I won't sing it, but basically the lyrics are they built the ship Titanic to sail the ocean blue. They said it was a ship that the sea could not go through. Um, it was on its maiden voyage when an iceberg hit that ship. It was sad when the great ship went down. And then it's like, it was sad, so sad. It was sad, so sad. It was sad when the great ship went down to the bottom of the husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when the great ship went down. Then the second verse is, well, they built another ship called the SS-92, and the stern was painted red and the bow was painted blue. They christened it with beer and it sank right off the pier. It was great when the sad ship went down. It was great. Oh, great. It was great. So great. It was great when the sad ship went down to the bottom of the uncles and aunts. Little children lost their pants. It was great when the sad ship went down.
Their pants.
Yep. This is my knowledge of the Titanic. I watched the Titanic one time, and then I listened to people sing that song my whole life. So that is
And then
my
you saw the animated one.
right. Then I saw all the animated movies, and
Oh yeah,
then
excuse
I
me.
learned about the Titanic. I did go to the Titanic Museum, to be fair, so I learned a lot there. But yeah, what a time!
Wow. Something about that rhyme scheme really made it sound like a hand clappy song that kids would do. Like it was
Like playing slide. Oh man, yeah.
I mean,
What an
could be.
experience! What a life! What a life! Uh,
Oh boy.
Man. Now that I've finished Three Body Problem, I have a question. On a different topic. How did you wait so long to read The Dark Forest? You know how long I waited? I've waited this long, and I'm still waiting because I have not picked it up at all. I think we talked about this on a previous sprint, but I really liked the Three Body Problem, but I guess I'm so bad at picking up sequels in general that I'm usually pretty good at just like putting a little bow on whatever's going on with the ending, unless it leaves me on such a cliffhanger that I'm like, I gotta keep going, like right now. But Three Body Problem is a very long book, so I think audiobook wise, I was just proud of myself for getting through like a nearly 20-hour audiobook. And I was like, if I gotta do this again, I don't know about that. So I think that's why. But I do plan on probably rereading Three Body and picking up Dark Forest because people keep talking about it in the sprints and they keep saying things, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, it's from Three Body Problem. And I'm like, baby girl, it's been 2 years. I don't know anything. So sorry. Like, I wish I could help you. Yeah. I am also baffled and a little impressed. Thank you. I don't know. I'm excited that you're excited to pick it up though. I'm currently crate training my brand new puppy, but it's hell.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Is crate training like get in the crate to go to the vet? Or what is crate training? I guess I don't know what that is. I just see puppy and I think that must be cute.
I mean, it's definitely their crate like to sleep in and stuff. I don't know. I don't
guess
know the dog.
puppy. I just read a disappointing Titanic book that was supposed to be horror, The Deep by Alma Katsu. It was embedded
Oh,
like historical fiction with a shoehorned in ghost plot that made zero sense and was not scary.
wait a second. Is this the same author who has a book about the Donner Party?
The what? The Donner Party?
You heard me.
Oh, I wish I hadn't. No.
But it's also horror and it's historical. Listen, the way to get me to read literally any genre is just maybe like, oh, it's set in the past now. And I'm like, oh, what a fun story. I can't wait to read it.
Yep, I found it. The Hunger by Alma Katsu. Evil's
Yeah.
invisible and it's everywhere. Tamsin Donner is a witch.
No, it sounds good. Keep reading.
That is the only way to explain the series of misfortunes that have plagued the wagon train known as the Donner Party. Depleted rations, bitter quarrels, and the mysterious death of a little boy have driven the pioneers to the brink of madness. They cannot escape the feeling that someone or something is stalking them. Whether it was a curse from the beautiful Tamsin, the choice to follow a disastrous experimental route west, or just plain bad luck, the 90 men, women, and children of the Donner Party are at the brink of one of the deadliest and most disastrous Western adventures in American history. You're so right.
Okay,
Snow
wait.
will freeze the oxen where they
And
stand.
this is like her thing. She has like a bunch of historical horror, and it's the whatever. She has
Huh.
the hunger, the taker, the deep, the
The fervor
descent,
I'm seeing.
the fervor.
What are
Um,
these all historical events?
the
Oh,
fervor was.
God.
I looked at that. Let me look at the
The
taker.
fervor is about it's a psychological and
Inferno.
supernatural twist on the horrors of the Japanese American internment camps in World War II. It's very interesting to choose these topics to write about, which are all like common classically known tragedies of
Mhm.
terrible things that happened where a lot of people died or were
Yep.
mistreated, and then she's like, I bet I could write about that.
Yeah. But what if they all died for supernatural reasons?
What if we didn't have to
Woo!
hold anyone accountable?
Whoa, crazy. I mean,
Uh-oh.
the Titanic, I
It's
mean,
like,
there's some people you can blame, but it's like less
it's
active, I
less
think.
like, there are fewer, hopefully. I mean, I guess there was a whole issue of the class struggle there, but it feels less of like a problematic thing than like I'm going to write about the internment camps where it's like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
that one, admittedly not on my TBR, but
Admittedly.
I I would read The Hunger and The Deep for sure. But wait, why was it disappointing to go way back?
Because there was a random ghost plot in the deep.
Oh, I like random ghosts.
Random ghosts are okay. I guess it depends on how the plot was used. Because if it was
Yeah.
just like, it was a ghost, we forgot to tell you about it, then it's like, well,
Ooh.
tell me about it. You
And
know?
it's probably better if it's not scary because I'm a baby. So
These are all horror, Julia.
yeah, I read Mexican Gothic. I made it through.
I haven't read Mexican Gothic yet. I need to read
Okay,
that really soon.
but I do think like not that it shouldn't be called horror, but I do think it gets like a not a bad reputation. I think it has the wrong reputation because Mexican Gothic is really, really creepy and
Yeah.
really, really gross, but I wouldn't call it really, really scary.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a
So,
difference between what is it? There's a difference between horror and then there's a difference between that and the other thing. What's the other thing? Someone
suspense.
described this once in terms of fiction. That one
Ooh.
of them is like it's scaring you because it's actively like what if this terrible awful thing happened? And I think the other
Mhm.
one is like more of an innate like human fear, I guess, of
Ooh.
like certain psychological things that tug at you in different, more creeping ways. Because it's less of like, oh, what if a ghost came to your house and like freaked you out or something when you're at home? And the other ones are more of like, what about this dark, terrible human fear that all people have, where it's like, okay, so there's like a paralyzing type of fear, and then there's the other type of horror. I want to look this up.
Ooh.
I have this in a book somewhere. I think it's in this book.
This
Monster She Wrote.
Oh, I have that book. Wait.
Oh my god.
Cute.
Oh my god. Twins. Look
I never
at
read
us.
it yet
Yeah, I never read it
though.
yet. I got it from the library at some point. I read a few pages and I was like, wow, this is so good. I'm going to buy this. And I actually did follow through and buy it. But
Respect.
it was something pretty early on where it was talking about, the um, founding of sci-fi as a genre with, the invention, quote unquote, of the genre with Frankenstein,
Miss
and then
Mary
also the
Shelley.
differences. Yes, Mary Shelley, and then this for folks who don't know this talks about a lot of the amazing women writers throughout history who have written a lot of horror and things like that. And then it went in to talk about like what's the difference between here it is, horror versus terror. That's what it was.
Perfect.
The first, okay, so terror and horror are so far opposite that the first, terror, expands the soul and awakens the faculties to a high degree of life, and horror, the other, contracts, freezes, and nearly annihilates them. Yeah, so terror is like you're on high alert and you're fearful of something, and horror is like it's the like in fight versus flight, it's more of like you just freeze up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm too scared of what's going
Mm-hmm.
on. Which is so interesting. Terror is standing on the edge of a cliff. Horror pushes you over the cliff, leaving no appreciation for beauty or the sublime. Just sheer and blinding fear, followed by blood and guts.
Oh.
Jeez.
This tracks though, because it's like I feel like terror is like, the dark hallway, the creepy music, and you're like, something's gonna happen. And then horror is like whatever they show next in
Yeah.
like the room of terrible things.
I think terror is like you're waiting and then all of a sudden there's a jump scare and you're like, ah, and like you're screaming. And horror is like it's the horror sets in as you like realize terrible things, or as like
Mm.
something truly awful happens to you and you're just paralyzed and unable to stop it, but you're still experiencing it. So like the falling off the cliff is not
Mm.
like terror is like, oh my gosh, I'm at the edge of a cliff. What happens? What if I fall off? I'm so afraid of that. And horror is like it's already happened and now it's like, oh my god, I already know what's coming. I'm so afraid, but there's nothing you can do. Like that's the
Mhm.
horror aspect of it, which is fear, true fear, to me. But yeah, I have to read
Cool.
Mexican Gothic, but I know people talk about the mushrooms in that book and how it's gross. And then after
Mm.
that, they couldn't eat mushrooms, and I am a mushroom fan. So I don't know. I don't know. When will it?
I don't
When does
eat mushrooms, so not my problem.
it? That's mostly honestly the reason I've been putting it off. Where I'm like, but I like mushrooms. What if I don't like them after this because they're too gross?
But
So
it's Sylvia Moreno Garcia.
true,
She's it.
she is. Didn't she come
Yeah.
out with a new book recently?
The one
Uh,
next to me.
yes, the daughter of Dr. Moreau. Yes.
Yeah. I'm terrified to read because I think like everything about it makes me feel like it'll be my favorite book of hers. But then I don't want it to go downhill when I read her other books. There's
Mm.
so many. There's so many. I have Velvet Was the Night. Um,
So,
I have Certain Dark Things. I need to read what's the shark one?
yes, I forgot about that certain dark things. Let me see. Mexican Gothic, Gods of Jade and Shadow,
So
Velvet
good.
Was
5 stars.
The Beautiful Ones. I forgot
Also
about.
5 stars.
I keep forgetting that she wrote that, but that's right. She did write that. Certain Dark Things. I haven't heard of this one before. Signal to Noise.
Oh, you know what? Because so many of her books are getting republished right now. And so that's like, I think one of her early ones, but it's coming out again with a new cover.
Look at this cute cover with the
I
dog.
know.
It's so cute.
So cute.
I love that. I'm like
Yeah.
adding just cover by
Yep.
cover read. Untamed Shore, Daughter
Yes,
of
that's the part.
Hero. Tiger Came to the Mountains. Also, I've never heard of that one before. And Prime Meridian, which I've also never heard of before.
Oh, those
Huh.
might be like short stories or something. I don't know those two.
Yeah, Prime Meridian is 122 pages, and The
Oh,
Tiger Came to the Mountains is still loading. But
that
that
might be
reminds
an
me of the
example.
other book by Nevo, which is The Tiger Came Down the Mountain,
Yes.
which was good. Oh yeah, okay. The Tiger Came to the Mountains is only 28 pages, so it's
Oh,
definitely a shorter
okay.
one. But it's part of a collection series, so I think maybe a bunch of authors got together and wrote. Oh my god,
Oh,
Jeff Vandermeer wrote in this series. Okay, I'm reading.
ooh.
Stephen Graham Jones also wrote for part of this. Toshi Anyabuchi also wrote for this, and Carmen Maria Machado. Okay, I'm reading all this.
Okay. This is like a good thing.
I'm screenshotting this so I don't forget, but wow, that's very exciting. Now I'm like, oh, I have something to read, as if I had nothing to read.
Yeah.
Always have so much to read, and I'm always ignoring my TBR.
Hmm.
That's so exciting! Wow, yeah. I need to read Mexican Gothic for a reading vlog, but I feel like the others will also be just fun to dive into. I did read Velvet Was the Night when I was on vacation last year. I liked it, especially really liked the noir setting, but I think, even though I haven't read the other ones yet, I think in general people do like the other books better.
That's what
So
it sounds like.
I'd be interested to see like how I feel about the other ones. Because for Velvet Was the Night, I was like, this is good, but it's more of like a general like 3-star good. Like, I care about some of
Mm.
the characters and stuff, but I don't feel like, oh my god, I can't wait for everything. I'm just like, I'm ready for this book to end whenever it ends, and I'll be fine with whatever. Like, we'll go our separate ways, and I won't think about you again. It'll be fine. A mutual
Mm.
breakup with this book, so it's fine. I'm impressed because I'm reading. Oh, this is about
Oh yeah.
True Body Problem. Yes. Cart training is to train a dog to go to bed. She's barking the whole time. Oh,
Oh.
wants to stay
Yeah.
up.
I mean, that makes sense though. It's like literally like a toddler when you take a kid out of a crib and they're like, "Oh, now I can just get up." And it's like, "No, you still
Like, no,
sleep here.
stay.
Lay down."
Don't move. Lay down. Yeah. She does a lot of research into her history, but the horror is super lacking. Oh, okay.
Oh, this is probably the hunger
Or the deep, I guess, because
or
it's
the
easier
deep.
to drop in a tiny element of supernatural that you won't question too much. The ghost wasn't well done. It was really more of a convenient possession. There's nothing really
Oh,
creepy about the deep either. Who's getting possessed in? I guess I don't want to spoil it for everybody in case people want to read it, but like,
Bruce Ismay, and he says, "Forward, faster, let's go." I don't
full
know.
steam ahead.
Yeah,
Just
I'm like, I don't know who would have enough of an impact on anything for
was
it
the
to.
iceberg possessed to
Oh
move
my
in front
God,
of the ship? Tell us what
the ghost is like, "Ooh, we're moving over here."
I was never on the edge of my seat. The last book truly had me on the edge of my seat was Dead. Oh, I really need to read this Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes.
I don't know
Yes.
this one.
A lot of people were talking about this one. I think this one is also horror. And it's just the one that has like an astronaut's hand in front of a
Oh
window,
no.
port window or
Space
something.
horror. Oh no, wait, Titanic. What?
Is it
Oh,
Titanic again?
Titanic meets The Shining. Okay, wait. This is a comp thing. I got excited that it was really the Titanic again. Um,
How is this the
no.
Titanic though?
Hmm?
It's a luxury space liner. Maybe that's why and it vanished on its maiden voyage of the solar system.
Oh,
I love
I
that.
saw Kayla talk about this in her reading blog. That's how I know this book. Okay.
I know Christine had read this and loved it, 5 stars. So
Mhm.
I think she gave it 5 stars. Back when it was an arc, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I don't even see her rating on here anymore.
Oh,
Um, yeah, but like a whole bunch of people rated this one pretty highly. So I remember this being something to look forward to. Oh, I have Monster She Wrote too. Oh my god, I
oh
didn't
my
know
God,
other
I have
people
this.
knew about this book. I feel like I would expect you to know it, kind of. Like, I feel like of all friends, you would be the one to be like, "Oh, I know Monster She Wrote." Like, "Oh, I have that book." Like, that makes sense to me. But it's so fun to see a
I
third person.
I had it on my Amazon wish list forever and no one ever bought it for me. So I was like, I'm buying it for myself. It's mine now. It's a
You were
gift to
like,
me from
"Excuse
me.
me, no one has ever." Fine, I will do what no one else is brave enough to do. I'll buy
Yeah.
myself a book.
I guess I can make the sacrifice, you guys. I will buy it.
Yes. I tried that, but I'm too big of a pushover. My bed is now his. Oh, for your dog. Oh, just get to sleep in. He's not quite an 8-pound Yorkie, and still finds a way to hog the blankets. There are 4 of them. Leave me sleeping on the edge. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have that problem because I only have a cat, and she will sometimes sleep in my room, but usually it's like near my legs or my feet. But sometimes she will like show up in my room when it's like 5 a.m. and she'll just like walk in and stand on my chest where it's like, wake up, I'm hungry. And I'm like, I am fully trying to sleep. You gotta move.
Oh boy.
This is not okay. On the subject of mushrooms, and you might also, oh no, I also had Sorrowland on my TBR to read soon.
Hmm.
Interesting. I feel like I'm brave enough. I can, listen, if I can eat and drink the stuff on Read or Dare, I can read books about mushrooms and eat mushrooms at the same time, probably. Reading vlog of
Um,
me eating mushrooms. Mukbang
oh
of me
my
just
God.
eating mushrooms. I'm just
But
can
that
I
is
eat mushroom after these reading these
that
books?
is it. You read Mexican Gothic, you read Sorrowland, and the whole time you're like making different dishes full of mushrooms, and then you're like, can I
Mushroom
stomach
pizza.
this?
Yeah. This will be the ultimate test. Certain Dark Things was a really good time. That's the one that's the one with like the girl in front and then there's like those like spacey looking like zigzags behind her, I think. And there used to be
Yeah,
some other cover for that, I remember before.
yeah. I know it has vampires, and that's all I know about it.
Oh, it looks like cyberpunk stuff from the cover.
I don't know. It could be like urban fantasy. I literally
Yeah, I
only
guess so.
know that it has vampires. That's it.
Oh. I mean, the current thing that I'm watching has vampires in it, so it might be a sign.
Ooh,
Might be time to pick it up. I don't know.
just maybe.
Good evening, joining while I cook some dinner. What's for dinner, Paige? Let us
Yeah.
know. You can dream about something while we bullet
Yeah.
journal over.
Is it full of mushrooms?
Is it full of mushrooms? Have you read Mexican Gothic? Have you read Sorrowland? Can you eat mushrooms? Give me a sign. I'm obsessed with Frankenstein, so I pre-ordered Monster She Wrote. Oh, that's so much fun. Okay, yeah, because Monster She Wrote starts with Mary Shelley, I think, as the first woman they talk about. Oh yeah, so it talks on the back about Mary Shelley and Shirley Jackson, and Mad Madge. There's so many like cool people that are in this book. So
So
so excited
good.
to read this. I'm so excited, and I put it down.
And it's so beautiful too. Like,
Yes, the inside has so many illustrations, and like the way that they do the formatting of all the little pieces of info is so fun.
I love it. Ooh, I saw Elizabeth Gaskell in here. Yes, obsessed.
It's a neon noir Mexican vampire story. Oh, that is very unique. That sounds really cool. Neon noir. I don't even know what that would be.
Literally, me neither. Is
It
that like a,
sounds cool. It's just like I'm trying to like picture what that would literally be. I just
is it
feel
like,
like I can only see the cover when I think of that. That sounds cool.
oh, it's a film genre, also represents an aesthetic that includes a brooding, mysterious, cyberpunk, and dangerous atmosphere. So
Oh,
there you go.
is it like Warcross by Marie Lu? I guess the main character wasn't really like brooding as much, but it's sort of like a I'm a loner, gotta do this cyberpunky stuff, hacking by myself. I don't know, something like
I
that.
think one could argue.
One could argue. I'm always down to argue. Think Blade Runner. Oh, okay. I think that kind of
Oh,
makes sense. Neon Noir. Yeah. I remember I liked Blade Runner like kind of in just an okay way of like, okay, like I finally read it. But when I reread it recently for the movie night book club, I was like, why is this guy so whiny? Like the whole time he's like complaining to his wife, and I was like, men keep
just
talking
like a man.
when they should be shooting their guns at the bad guys. What are you guys doing over here? Like, stop it. Not that I'm advocating for violence, but this is not a conversation I had to read about for 50 pages. Please. Also, we'll totally send you the rundown on Possession in the Deep if you want, but Dead Silence is a much better Titanic horror story. I feel
Yeah,
like this is just telling us we should just read Dead Silence.
but
Maybe.
it's space Titanic. I want ocean Titanic.
That's what A Million to One is that what it's called? A
Yeah.
million. Yes, A Million to One is for. And the
Yeah.
fact it's a heist is so fun. I hope
Yes.
it's really good.
I'm excited. I'm 18% of the way done and I finally have figured out I think which character is which. Because they kept like telling us names and I'm staring at this cover which has like one looks
Poor
fancy,
people.
one looks like an artist, one is holding her own necklace and one is wrapping her hands. I'm like, is she a boxer? Is she like what is the story here?
This is like
But
those logic puzzles where they're like, Maria is standing next to Sophia, but Sophia is
yes,
not wearing purple. But
I loved
yeah,
those as a kid.
I
Can I
love
get the
those
Coke out
too.
quick?
Oh, they're so much fun.
Yeah, but no, I figured it out because I thought I was like waiting for one of them to be like a rich girl and one of them to be like, yes, here I am painting. But these are like their Titanic personas. Like really, they're all kind of like third class, if you will.
They have a persona. This is my Titanic sona. This is my
But you know, it's gonna help them with the heist. So
right, right.
it's good to have a friend in high places. So it's like, oh, you be the fancy one. You can get into the good spots.
Into the you have to schmooze, and the other person can get into the jewels and stuff. Whatever it is.
Exactly.
Having linguine tonight. My heart belongs to pasta.
Ooh.
Also trying to finish up The Last to Vanish by Megan Miranda, my favorite of hers so far. Pasta and a good book. Sounds perfect. Like, especially if it's a book you're highly anticipating and you're like loving it so much, and you just, ah, that sounds perfect. Perfect way to spend a Friday night.
Pasta
I was
is
on the
the
phone with a
truth.
friend for a little while, but now I'm back in my journal for a bit. Perfect. Okay. I think
Yay.
let's jump into a journaling sprint. It's been like roughly 30 minutes of chatting. Do you want to do like a slightly longer one this time? Like we'll end at the 30 after. So we'll do like a little
Yeah,
40-minute sprint.
I'm into that.
Let me see. We'll do this. We'll do a 45. Okay. And I will once again have to share my whole entire screen, so forgive me for 1 second while I do this. Man, I really wish it wasn't like this, but I can't. Hello? Oh, entire
Stupid
screen.
Firefox.
Stupid, stupid. Okay, here it is. And we will see you at 30 minutes after.
I looked up at just the right moment.
Perfect.
Phew.
How did you do?
Good. I finished my little August stuff. So, a little collage. Oh, get out of here.
Very
Little
cute.
bookmark
What quote did you
collage
end up going
there.
with?
I did the back when we were still changing for the better. Wanted was enough for me. It was enough. That whole,
So
to live for the hope of it all, as they say in August. And then we got readathon.
here, I'll enlarge your screen so you can see.
Cute. Look at that. So I always put my monthly goals over here and check them off as I sometimes get to them. There's my little days read sticker calendar.
Nice.
Readathons, like any special reading projects I have going on, how many galleys that I have that come out this month. Uh-oh! Wish I had put a single one of them on my TBR. They all surprised me.
Not a one on the
Yeah.
TBR.
And here's the actual TBR.
Oh, let me enlarge it
Only
again.
one book I've already finished. Woo-hoo.
Oh,
And
I love
then,
your spreads. I feel like you have such excellent like handwriting with the stuff. It fits August very well. But, like the titles of each of these books you put down.
and
So
then because I finished that, I went back to these pages that I'm constantly forgetting to update.
Ooh.
And did like my monthly goal stuff. Yep, haven't done this at all.
What is that? I can't read that.
Okay, so I have Shakespeare play every month. Not doing so hot this year. Oldest TBR books. So I've like gone on Goodreads and went the farthest back as possible on like my want to read shelf and grabbed the 12 that I own that have been on there the longest. And I started one and have not finished it since January. So that's great. Nonfiction, I've only read one this year. Authors of color, we're doing okay. And then my 12 friends, 12 books, we're doing okay because a couple months I read 2 in a month. So
oh yeah, the 12 friends 12 months thing. I remember I did that and people were like, "Now you have to read it," and I was like, "What? I thought this was just for fun." I have to read that this year.
I'm low-key kind of crushing it because I have read 6 and I'm in the middle of a 7th and we're in the 8th month. So I'm on track.
That's perfect. You're like really close to on track. Yeah.
What'd you get done?
I added a little bit more stuff for my favorite for May again. I added some stuff in the bottom that was like little things that I enjoyed. The College Humor CEO videos, which were what hooked me to start watching College Humor stuff, which is very fun with the Tide CEO. And then I added a June calendar that I messed up almost. But then I figured out how to fix it, so it just has a big border around it because I definitely made this way too big at the top, and I was like, why every time I map it out it's like it's too small, but then I make it bigger, then it's too big, so I can't tell what to do. But I feel like the yellow looks like it's like regular highlighter, but it's definitely not that vibrant. I think let me see, I have a different little ring light I can stick on here, but the current one I have is like dying. It needs to be charged. Here, let me try with this guy and see if that makes it any better. Oh, so much brighter. Okay. Does that help? Still looks like it's regular, like super vibrant highlighter, but it's not, I promise.
I believe you.
But, yeah. This one ring light has been like, please put me away for a while. Charged up. I am on the second to last episode of that show that I mentioned, so it's happening.
It's very exciting. My friend told me that, I don't know who it is, who she watches, but like the D&D people that she watches are going to be playing the Jane Austen inspired Good Society like tabletop game. And so she was like,
I didn't know there was such a thing. That sounds so fun.
Yes, literally I had it. I got a very targeted Instagram ad. They were like, "Do you want to fund our Kickstarter?" And I was like, I'm just going to keep this tab open and admire it for a very long time because I don't want to forget this exists. And apparently, I guess it probably got funded because people are playing it. So
Wow.
she was like, "Oh, would you like to start watching this with me?" And I'm like, "This feels like the right place to start for me." So
Yeah,
yes,
that sounds so cool.
yeah,
There's
I
so many
don't.
different like variations of the games and stuff that are uh, fun with like different dice or different concepts and different tabletop games in general. So it's a very fun way to
Yeah,
hang out with whatever it is.
yeah.
Hello, Nitty. I'm finally home making a thumbnail for a video tomorrow. Whoop! That's
Ooh,
I'm supposed to also release a video tomorrow, and I haven't filmed it yet, but
it is what it is.
maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow in the morning I'll have the energy to do it. But I'm very excited to see your video, Nitty, because
Yeah.
I'm always excited for a Nitty video.
Yes, it's the content we want.
Of course. Joined during sprints, warmed up dinner, and continuing with check please number 2.
Ooh.
I think I'm still like somewhere in the middle of check please number 1. I was enjoying it, but I feel like just the fact that it's a thick book just took me a long time to get through for some reason.
Hmm.
I don't know. But it was good. Definitely need
I
to go
haven't
back to
read.
that one. Didn't end up journaling, but I read 60 pages of my current read.
That's great
That's
progress.
that's what we want, though, inevitably. It's progress of whatever kind. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know if Meg said what their current read was earlier on in this chat. I don't remember.
Do tell or do remind.
Yes, please let us know. Please remind. Yeah, I'm scrolling all the way up. I don't see their
I don't
current read
remember
yet.
seeing.
Your journal pages are beautiful. Thank you. Starting Mr. Penumbra's for the book about books. That's a great idea because I've had that book on my TBR for a very long time, and I also had 3 copies of it by accident because
3.
yes. So I did a Secret Santa last year, and Nicole Lee was my Secret Santa, so she got me a bunch of books, including Mr. Penumbra. And then around the same time, in the same exchange, Nitty was also participating, but she was like, "Oh, I never got you something for your birthday," so she just sent me books. So she also sent me Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. And then I guess she thought like maybe Amazon lost it or something, so she sent another one. Like she reported it as missing, and then she sent another one. So then, of course, I get 3 that come to my house. And in this unboxing of like thing, I was like, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute,
How did this happen?
this. Um, so I ended up releasing like a Christmas in July holiday book haul that I had filmed way back when I actually like it was Christmas time. My Christmas tree was up. I filmed it and I opened the books and everything and I was very excited. It was very genuine and real, but I thought my hair looked horrible. So I just was like, I'm not releasing this. This is so gross. I can't do this. Then I was like, I feel like I need to release content. I'm tired of having stuff on my laptop that for one stupid little reason I don't release stuff. Like I should just release it. Just do it. So
So
I
true.
was like, let me brand this as Christmas in July on literally like the day before the last day of July and just release it to the world. Um, and let it be what it is. But in that video, I do have the 3 copies. And then shortly after, I went to LA and visited the Roomies, and I knew Mo was interested in reading them because she was part of the Secret Santa. And I had mentioned, like, oh my God, I'm so excited, Mr. Penumbra's bookstore. The cover glows in the dark. And she was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God.
I
And then I got
didn't
3
know it
copies, and she was
was.
like, listen, I don't think you need all 3 copies. So if you want to give me one, I was like, yeah, okay. So when I visited, I ended up gifting her one. And then the other copy that I have, I figured I would annotate it and then I would send it to Nitty
Aw,
because she sent me 2 and did not have to send it again because they were both in good condition. So that way she could read it and then
that's perfect.
write back. So yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry, you just reminded me a book that I didn't put on my TBR that is on my TBR for this month.
Oh, what
It
book
was
is
like
it?
an awakening when you were like, and annotate it and send it. I was like, so, okay.
Something you have to do.
Yeah.
What book is it?
I am rereading Graceling because there's
Oh.
a read along for the series. I've only read the first book, but I loved it. Like, it was one of my favorite books of last year. And since I listened to the audiobook and I now own it, I want to annotate it, but I also am going to copy my annotations into a second copy of it for my friend. So it all
Oh,
works out.
that's so nice. I
Yeah.
feel like I saw like I feel like I saw a couple of Graceling read-alongs in the last couple years, but I've never been able to jump on at the right time. Where
Well,
like we're starting book one or whatever it is, because it always seems like an interesting series to me. I
book
should
one is right now this month. So
this
rock
is
and
the
roll.
time.
And listen, the audiobook is so good. I keep looking over here because it's on my shelf and I'm like, hi, baby, I love you. Um,
Mommy's home.
yeah.
Hello.
No, the audiobook is so good because it has like little instrumentals. So like the chapter's starting and you get like a little theme song, like every chapter. And then there's like a full, like there's a narrator, but then there's like a full cast. So then when there's like a character, like you hear that character's voice and it's just so good.
Aw,
I
that
love it.
sounds so cute. That sounds super fun. Like just the audio production of it in general. I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Like it was a really good audiobook. It took me by surprise. And I think they should do more audiobooks that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm always a sucker for a good audiobook, so something to consider for this
Put
month.
it on your list.
I'm rereading Aristotle and Dante Discovered Secrets of the Universe. I want to read the sequel this month, but haven't read the first book since high school. Okay, yes. What's the second book? Aristotle and Dante.
Some other long title.
Mm, I forget what the second one's called.
Speaking of audiobooks, though, Lin-Manuel
Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
Miranda. I remember that because I listened to the first book, and I remember there's a part where he says like something. I have to write a book report about Alexander Hamilton, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Everyone in that moment collectively was like, ah!
How is that happening? The stars aligned for this to happen.
So
It was
amazing.
amazing. Love Mr. Penumbra is such a good book. Okay, I'm so glad because I feel like I'm afraid because it's been on my TBR for so long that it like just builds up of like the hype in my own head of like it has to be so good because I've been waiting and I'm always like a save the best for last type of person. Like if there's food on my plate I don't want to eat, I'll eat the bad stuff first so I can have the good stuff to enjoy later. So if I like leave something, I'm like it's because it must be so good that I'm waiting for the right vibe and the right time and I'll read it and it's gonna be amazing. So this is a relief to hear that it is a great book. I have about 100 pages left now of the Megan Miranda book. Might try to finish, but the past couple times I tried to stay up late to finish a book, I made it to like 20 pages left and give up and go to sleep. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just like cuddle up and like sleep and then read the book in the morning. Because I feel like when I read a book and I'm getting close to the end at night and I'm like in the part of the brain that's like falling asleep, my brain will just like make stuff up so that I can go to sleep. You know, like if you're reading and you close your eyes and your brain's like, let's just continue the story.
Yeah.
Maybe then they walked down the hill and then this duck just handed them the key and then they got in. And then there was like no put, so then they didn't have to do anything anymore and they were safe. So then when all that stuff went off, then they were okay. Then they went and got ice cream. The end. And I'm like, that makes not a lot of sense, but I guess it's conclusive enough for me to go to sleep. Okay, all right. And I'll go to sleep and I'll go to book club and I'll be like, why did that duck come in with the key? And everyone will be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, did I read the same book as everyone else? Literally, I didn't. I made up the ending. My brain writes its own fan fiction. And
you know what? That's I think even though I was definitely 100% awake when I was listening to Book Lovers, I think that's what my brain did. I think it was just making up a story and it made up a worse story than the one that everyone else read.
Yeah, because you gave that 3 stars, right? A lot of people have been giving it.
Oh no, you froze. Oh no.
I think I read at the beginning of July or very end of June. And I liked it, but I wasn't like a 5-star girly, really, with that one. I think I was roughly like 3.5 with that one.
Yeah. I just like I truly was halfway through and I was like, do I care? Do I just want to DNF it? No, I made it this far. I might as well finish. But then I just spent the whole time being like, but do I care? Like I'm here, but do I care? So barely do I care.
I barely
Um,
care.
yeah. And it made me so mad. Like, I just can't get over the number of times that they were like this, you know? Nora and Charlie were like this. And then they would like consciously be like, no. Or like, oh, my phone is ringing. Let me answer my phone. I'm like, I understand that these are characters who like care a lot about work.
But I was like, but you're also like skinny dipping in a lake
Yes.
right now, so like
Not even be
it's
out
after
of the
hours at this point.
it was distressing to me,
It was
frankly.
frustrating. I felt like that was what Emily Henry was trying to make into a slow burn by like dragging it out of these characters.
It was there has never been a faster burn. Okay? He was this close to being physically inside of her,
And then he
okay?
was like,
Like
no.
so close. And then, oh, can't do that right now. I'm like, this is not hate to love, and it's not a slow burn because all you're doing is making out aggressively and then
He
being
left
like,
room for
no, we
Jesus
won't.
and he left room for the New York Times. He left a lot of room, but and yet so little.
So little. Yeah.
Uh,
So, anyways, that book angered me. It angered me, frankly.
yeah. I feel like I was enjoying it a lot, but then I kind of felt like I enjoyed their initial like banter and the
Yes.
characterization of these people that like they're not the typical protagonists of this story. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like somewhere around like halfway to three-quarters of the way through the book, I started to feel like their dynamic was like exactly the same in every single interaction. That after a while I was like, okay, but
Yep.
I feel like there's only so long you can be like snarky and sardonic and sarcastic and stuff, and that's like your whole personality
Yes.
before we get into like, can you make a relationship out of just making fun of other people? Like, for how long can you do
This is
that?
the question.
I say as I make fun of a book, but still, I don't know. I
But
mean,
you're not trying to marry that book,
I'm not
okay?
trying to marry that book. It's so true. And then there was some stuff with the sister where I was like, I already don't like her because every time a sister is like, "Sissy, I have to do blah 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 blah," I'm like, okay,
Listen, okay, so much about Libby's character I can see people having problems with. I really didn't mind. I just couldn't stand the sissy. I was like, don't
yeah,
stop.
it was the sissy thing that
It was
mostly
the
drove me over
sissy
the edge.
itself.
Yeah,
Like
and
you're
then
what?
there was
How
the
old are
stuff near
you?
the end where I was like, this doesn't justify anything that happened. Why?
Yeah, it like kind of made sense, but I was like,
In a very loose way, I was like, I get it, but it doesn't make it fair for what you
yeah,
did. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I
yeah,
could see why you thought you doing these things was okay, and yet, no.
yeah. No, but what gets me is that Nora's whole thing is like, she's like, I'm a fixer. There's a problem. I figure out what the problem is and I fix it. And yet we're at like the, last 15% of the book. And I'm like, I see exactly how to fix every single problem in your life. Why can't you see it? You're the fixer, Nora. Get fixin'. Like it was the most 11th hour breakup I've ever seen in my whole life. I told Sarah, I was like, it was a midnight breakup, okay? It wasn't even, it was like the last second. It was so dumb. It pissed me off. I'm sorry. I'm mad. I wish I was like mad in the way where it's like, this book makes me care so much, but it just like genuinely makes me mad.
It was like a frustration and anger and anhedonia of like, I just feel nothing and anger. These are the
Yes.
two emotions, nothing and anger.
Yeah.
That's all I have. I ended up shopping for new stickers during that sprint. Oh my god, that sounds so exciting. I am very, like, I have been such a big sticker girl ever since I was a kid. Like, I would go to Michael's and I would pick out a sticker pack. And I was like, this is the one I want, but I like this one, but I like that. And even if I wouldn't buy anything, I would just go there and look at all the stickers. I was like, oh, these are so pretty. Oh, these are so nice. But these are a little gaudy, but this is a nice style. And I was like 8 in the sticker aisle, like making these judgments on all these sticker packs. It's like, these are beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm still a big sticker girl. I currently have been using this. I feel like maybe you can't see it. Maybe you can see this better. Instagram. Influencer thing. It is a golden retriever type of looking washi tape. So it's not quite stickers, but washi tape is like sticker adjacent. So I have this little roll that I've been using.
It's so cute.
You barely see it, but I've been using it on my bujo spreads. So that's what these. I'm trying to show my thing again. Like
precious. Oh yeah. Okay.
Little puppies. So I've had this for so long. I need to finally use it. I can only use it on a single page spread because I'm like, here's May, here's June, here's July. Like, hurry.
It's fine.
Yeah, but stickers are always fun. So much fun. Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world. That is a long name. I hope you enjoy it, though, if you're going to read the sequel after this. And I hope Lin-Manuel came back to narrate the second book. I have to hope.
So true.
At Meg Adams, I'm glad. What is this about?
Mr. Penumbra.
I assume Mr. Penumbra. Glad you think so. I'm so excited for it. I assume Mr. Penumbra.
I think.
Or maybe the second book for Aristotle and Dante.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm losing the thread. I think it's one or the other. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, I went on a book lovers tangent in the middle of another conversation, so we got derailed. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, how are we feeling for tonight? Because I feel like I still have so long to go until I get to Studio Ghibli stuff, and I feel bad for being like, these are Studio Ghibli sprints, and like, not even there yet.
But we talked about it.
We talked about Studio Ghibli. We talked about, in theory.
And I had my little taste of Studio Ghibli.
Little Marnie.
Just one little.
I'm excited to do like a Ghibli spread. I just feel like I always overthink my spreads. So I'm trying to think of like exactly what would I put where. Like I'd like to do those little soot sprites and do like No Face and maybe Kiki flying on a broom, but I'd also like to do stuff that's more thematic for this month. So I'm trying to think of how I could place things that are not too difficult to draw, because I had to draw all the graphics, but it was easier because it like there's an easy reference right there to draw like Princess Mononoke and stuff, and I'm like, can I draw Princess Mononoke in one shot on my bullet journal without erasing? I don't know.
Wait, is this to imply that you just go straight in, like you don't do pencil or anything?
I usually do pencil to like map things out, but like I don't know, I feel like some things, if you pencil it and then you ink right on top and then you go to erase the pencil, then it just smears.
Okay, true.
So I feel like sometimes I wing it and it doesn't work out, and other times I wing it and it's weirdly okay. Usually I'm a combination of the two. So no, I am not that genius type of person.
I was gonna say.
I wish I could be.
Impressive.
Okay, so this was about Mr. Penumbra's.
Okay.
But I definitely want Meg to also enjoy her book too. Okay.
Also important.
And the set sprites are adorable. They're so cute. Yeah. And I feel like they're so easy to draw because it's just like two eyeballs and then like a lot of little strings coming out and then hands and legs. So.
That's the best part, is that they're easy to draw.
I'm trying to think of how I can make this work for August.
I believe in you. You always have like cute doodles and stuff. I wish, like, I like my style because I'm capable of it, but I wish I was like a drawer, a doodler, all of that.
All the stuff. Yeah, I mean, I will. Thank you. I will say with all of it, it's so much like planning and stuff that like when I would do my bujo spreads and stuff like that, like the filmed stuff, there's so much that you don't see of me being like, okay, erase. Okay, just start from another angle. I'm like, I'm fixing it. I'm making it better. But, or it's the constant process of like planning everything out. Because I feel like this year so far, I've been barely filling out my bullet journal, but doing more of like a scrapbooky style. It's like some stuff I've done with This is February. Oh my gosh, you can barely see it. This is February, so
Make
this
yourself
this
big.
is okay, I'm myself big. Wait, here I am. This is February, so it's hopefully it's focused. It's kind of like this pinkish and like all these little postage stamp sticker things that I have
Mm-hmm.
here, and then I got all of these little like um, paint swatch type things from I think
Ooh,
Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm pretty sure these are from Lowe's, where they're like these things, and I just ripped them up a little bit. So then I put these for each of these. I can't see where I am. Here as like a little window, and I figured I'd put like a little expression or like a drawing or something in here.
that's so cute.
And then I did March, which was similar.
Mm.
It's more of like a greenish theme, going a little bit off base from what my usual color schemes are, but this is a
But
very
it's
greenish
pretty.
thing that I, again, never filled out. Here's April that I sort of kind of filled out the calendar for at least.
Yay.
Some things. I tried to add some of my stickers in, but I've been keeping with this theme so much. This is me actually filling it out a little bit for once. So I have like some whale stuff at the bottom. I'm like, here's my blue washi tape set of my only blue stuff to fill in. But I've been keeping so much with that theme that I kind of want to break out of it and do more of these like just basic sticker ones. And now I'm going to be doing this June one that's less scrapbooky looking. So we'll see what that turns into. But
Respect.
yeah, so it's a challenge. Trying to keep up with it. I feel like having my bullet journal filled out helps me like organize my life in general, organize my brain. So definitely want to get back to it. Get
Yeah.
things going again.
I know it's so funny. I feel like I keep track of the same information in multiple ways. And I'm like, maybe this is redundant, but it just feels so nice to
It
put it on
works.
paper.
Yeah. Like I like to just be able to write things down. I feel like it's usually if I'm not bullet journaling for work, I mostly take notes online. So I feel like it's been so long since I've just picked up a pencil and written stuff down that it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I have to keep a note of whatever. Let me write this thing. Most of the time, I just write it in my phone, and I'm just like,
Yes.
I want to organize it better because I want to come back to this. Like, this is a cool idea, or here's a book I want to read later, or a movie I have to watch. And if it just lives in my phone in my notes, then it's just like a million things for me to scroll through and never look at again. So I don't
So
know.
true.
Bullet journaling has its uses. It's not just pretty stuff, but also helps you organize your brain. That's for sure. Do you want to do another sprint? It's
I
getting to be
think
a
a little
little bit
more.
late, but I think maybe we do one more and close it out. Do you want to
Yeah.
do like a 35-minute one?
Sure.
Like,
I have to do some math and some research to see how many books I have hauled in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So
ooh.
it'll be
Well,
interesting.
hopefully 35 minutes is a good amount of time for all that math.
I have
Sounds like a
faith.
lot of math.
I'm pretty reliable at immediately going on my Instagram stories and going, I got a book, click click. So
You're
that's
so
how
right.
I'm looking it up. I'm
Go
just
through
going,
your
click.
archive and
Yeah.
just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then okay,
Exactly.
done.
But then I have to like subtract books that I read from my physical TBR. So we're about to get mathematical.
Mathematical. It's gonna
Mhm.
happen. All right, sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna set the Pomodoro timer for another 35 minutes. We'll do a sprint, and we'll come back at 35 after the hour.
Awesome. Okay.
We're back.
Woo woo!
After our last sprint, we did it.
Yes, we did it.
We did it. I'm very conflicted with my washi tape choices.
How so?
So I'm doing my June thing, which looks like
Mm-hmm.
this. Which doesn't look that bad, but I think if you get closer and you can see like what the washi tape looks like, it's one of those like a little bit over the top types of ones. But I have some very cute like other choices for other pages, which are more like peachy themes. But they're
Ooh.
very light color, which I forgot. So I put some on, and now I'm like, it's too light, and it just fades into the background. I'm like,
Oh.
what's the point in doing it? I don't know. What do I do with the rest of this cute stuff? So I spent a lot of that sprint looking at stickers and stuff to put on other pages and stuff. So,
These are cute.
but you know, I'm getting there, getting closer to completing June, which means a lot closer to August. So that's a good sign.
Every step counts.
Almost there. What about
That
you?
is, that is the stress of being like a sticker girly, though, is like, okay, which sticker, how am I placing it? Where does it go?
Got to
It's a
match
lot.
it up with like the washi tape in the background, but I also don't want to block off the thing I'm going to write next to it. Have the space,
It's a
all that
lot.
stuff.
This was admittedly my least productive. I did do my math. I got the math down. So yeah, good news, accomplished that. Bad news, I have apparently increased my physical TBR by, wait, what's the math on this? I'm not doing it mentally. I'm too lazy right now. 32 books. So that's
Oh, that's a good number. That's a nice solid 5 months and 32 books. That's you're winning. That's not that many.
but I'm trying to not grow it. I'm trying
I
to get new books
acquired
as I
um
get rid of books.
so I went to a used book sale, which I forgot how long ago it was until I was filling it out here. I went to a used book sale on May 7th, and on
Mm-hmm.
May 7th I purchased only, let me find it. May 7th. Where are you? I purchased $76 worth of used books. Um, and part of that was like $20 towards a collection of like 20 to 25 old tomes that were like this thick. And they were just like very old, strange books. But they were like, I couldn't tell if they were like fiction or nonfiction, but they were like an epic retelling of like world history, but with this like very fantastical drawing aspect in the middle of all the pages, and they were like beautiful and like I'm like these are like I don't know if these have like asbestos in the pages, like they're old, but like they look so nice.
They
And I
sound
just immediately was like,
intriguing.
oh my God, this looks so pretty. Is it like $25 per book? Or like what? And they were like, no, it's $25 for like the whole set. We do not want them. And I was like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the sets are here. I will take it. $25. Excellent. So that was a portion of the things that I purchased. So in one fell swoop, I acquired 20 books in a day, along with many other things that I picked up on that day. And I have since been to several book sales and acquired several different books. I would be very ashamed to go look at how much my physical TBR has increased in the last 5 months. So
Yeah.
if I'm not that I should be the metric here, but in my opinion, 30 something books is like you are winning. That's not that bad.
You do make it sound better, honestly. And I had been doing pretty good. Like for most of the other months, the most books that I had like acquired was 7, but
Yeah.
then like I read a couple off my physical TBR. And then last month I just happened to haul 25 books. Just a cool 25. And I'm like,
No, just a
oh,
casual little
I don't know. Actually, I do know exactly what happened. It was because of friends. It was peer pressure. That's what happened. So that's it.
Were you
Oh
like
no,
out
wait.
shopping with friends, or were friends like, oh, you have to read this book, buy it?
I just remembered one more. I gotta change
Uh-oh.
it. It's fine. Let's just make that a 2 instead of a 1, and no one will tell the difference. Okay. So first, it was because okay, so like a couple pre-orders came in, so those are just it is what it is. And then my friend Emma, I took her senior photos for her when she graduated college, and in payment, she bought me books. But she also works at Barnes and Noble, so I had access to her discount. Don't tell
Ooh.
her. So I was able to get more books. So that was that. And then Mary Margaret, who was in the sprints earlier, she has not been in the chat, so I think she vamoosed, came to visit. And so we were like going to bookstores. And then the Detroit Book Fest was there, and I like picked up an entire stack of used books. But they were so cheap. What was I
It's
supposed
so
to
hard to
do?
turn away like a good used book. Even if you're like, I might have this at home, but it's only $5. Like, how can I not buy it? I did that for my birthday when I went book shopping at a used library book sale that's always very good. And I found a volume of a manga that I was like, oh, I love this manga. It's so good. Oh my God, I can't believe they have it here. This is a great, like, oh my, I'm definitely getting it. So I put it onto my stack and I bought it. And then, of course, I came home and I did the little thing. So I filmed it and I was like, hey, okay, here's the stuff I got. I got this. I'm so excited about it. And I was looking at it. And as I was talking about it, I was casually flipping through the pages and I looked at it and I went, why is this in French? And I had like a full realization, like on camera, of like, this, I don't wait.
No.
Oh no. And I looked at the back and I looked at the inside and I kept reading and I was like, listen, I took like 1 or 2 years of French in middle school and I've been taking Duolingo Italian. But like, do I think I could read this? Probably not. Not really. No.
That sucks.
But it was only $2. So
Okay.
if it had been in English, it would have been such a steal. And the
So
fact it was in
true.
French, I was like, well, I guess I'll send this to Darian and she can read it because she's French Canadian, so she can read
Please.
it. It's
At
fun.
least someone can read it.
Someone can read and enjoy it, and hopefully she'll love it as much as I do.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man. Oh,
uh, shout out to reading. What is Mom? Is that an abbreviation for a book?
I don't know.
Shout out to reading. Maybe
Mm,
we're the mom. Shout out, Mom.
I am a spiritual mom, let's be real. So
We're proud of you. Now clean your room. We've done it. We are
I'll
mothers.
clean your room.
I made it to the halfway point for the book, and now I'm headed to bed. Thanks for the sprints. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
20 pages from finishing. Gonna finish and head to bed. Perfect timing. I have a shelf in my story graph for shaming my physical TBR. Yes. I have a tag on Goodreads that's like owned TBR, so that way it's less. I think it's a tag. I don't remember if it's a tag or a shelf.
Minor
So it's,
tags.
there's some distinction there, but Storygraph I think also lets you just mark and say like I own this, like check it off and say I own this or I don't own this, which I really like. But that's
Yeah,
fancy.
that's a smart feature.
Yeah. I've definitely been there and caved to peer pressure. Yes, it's very hard when you're shopping with friends not to pick anything up because
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like if someone else buys something, then you're like, am I just like watching? Like is this voyeurism? I need to buy something because it's weird for me to just walk around and not. I don't know.
It's true. And
And
I
yet,
was I what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I feel like I was really indulging for the both of us because she only had so much room in her suitcase, right? Like she had to pick just like a couple books, like this is what I can fit and take home. And I was like, but don't worry, I can buy books. We're going back to my house. I'll get books for both of us. Don't even stress about it.
oh my god. Yeah, I did that in LA where I literally bought so many books. And I mean, like, a handful, truthfully, were gifts. I got like 5 of them as gifts, but I also bought like 20 something books while I was there. And I was like, I don't have an extra suitcase. I have the checked bag that I got and then a carry on. So, can I fill up my checked bag as much as possible and then just fill the carry on with books? And so I did that, and I had to stuff some into my checked suitcase and some onto like my backpack. I
Oh
had
no.
so many books, and I remember lugging everything through the airport. And like, I'm so tired. I just want to lay down for like 1 second. But
Sounds
if I lean
exhausting.
forward, then the stuff on my back or the things in my arms are gonna fall. And if I lean back, I can't do that either. It's gonna break my back. So I'm just like carting everything around the airport for like 2 hours, trying to get some food, get back to my gate. It was a
I
wild time.
was I was trying to convince her. I'm like, listen, if you just buy books, I will take you to the post office. We can ship
We
them
can just ship them home.
home.
That's what
And then
everybody
it's like a
thinks
fun
too.
present. You're home and you go, oh look, books
I'm
from
like, oh my
me.
god. Yeah, I'm like $3 media mail. It's so much cheaper. Just ship everything there. It's worth not having to carry it in a suitcase, as I've learned. Um,
It sounds
yeah.
painful.
Uh, what, whatever I got from there though felt like it was worth it because I had seen all of it used, and it was the type of stuff that I was actually like thrilled to see and acquire. Because I
Hmm.
think with books, like, it's easy to walk around a Barnes and Noble or something and be like, oh, I know that book. Oh my god, I know that book. I know that book too. But then you just kind of like move on. Like, you don't pick them up. You'll just be like, oh, I know this one. My friend likes this book. Or, oh, I saw this one and you won't believe the drama about this author or whatever. Then you just
Hmm.
like, walk around. When you're at a used bookstore and you see like the book you've been waiting to acquire and you're like, oh my god. And you like grab it and you're like, it's only $7? Add to cart. Add to
Yeah.
cart. And like, there's no one there to stop you because everyone else there is also like, yes, I'm also here to acquire a lot of books. So that's how you walk into the store with like a full stack, and you're like, I hope we're taking the car back because I need it. I can't walk like this with all
That's
these
how it
books.
goes.
But it's the
So
way it
true.
is. You
Hmm.
can't leave them behind.
No, that would just be sad
That'd
for
be
everyone
horrible.
involved.
Yeah. When I found Golden Sun and Morning Star from the Red Rising trilogy at a used bookstore, and I just like leaped past Jayla, and I was like, move! I gotta get those! She was like, oh my god, like,
I mean, aggressive, but makes sense.
aggressive, but I felt like it was a case where I could be forgiven for being a little bit aggressive.
Yes.
I'm very rarely that aggressive, where I was like, this is a time when it's worth it.
There's good reason.
Oh my god, I'm taking an Italian class. Oh, va bene. It's so nice. How far are you in Italian? Like, what level class is it? Because I took an elementary Italian class in college, and then
Ooh.
I continued with it independently, sort of. I try to practice a little bit with my Italian family, but I'm definitely just learning like random Italian um, idioms that are like the chicken sits on the egg and the rooster's ass burns for it, which is supposed to be like, like if a woman gives birth, then a man's still going to complain the whole time, even though he's not giving birth in a typical, heteronormative relationship. So, you know, all that stuff of like, you go through something and somebody else is going to complain about it as if it's their problem. And I'm like, this isn't really probably something I'll have to say in Italy, but thanks for imparting it.
It is a good saying, though.
It's a good thing.
I mean, there really is nothing like that experience of complaining about something, and then someone like tries to one up your complaint, and you're like, "This isn't about
It's
you.
it's about me. It's
This
about me
is
and this one.
me time. Knock it off."
Well, I think we are just getting to the point in the night to wrap things up. It's currently close to midnight in our uh, time zone, so
So excited to sleep.
yes, I'm very excited to. I recently elevated my bed. I got these like bed poster. I don't know what to call them, but like plastic um, level
Oh,
mounts
mm-hmm.
that I used to have in college because I guess for some reason I thought I would have to mount my bed so I could put a bunch of boxes underneath and stuff, and I never really needed it. And then
Oh,
here I bought a bunch of stuff from IKEA to organize all my shoes to put under my bed, and it was like just this much couldn't fit from the top of it. And I was like, wait, I have those posters. I know what to do. And I ran around and I finally found them. So now my bed is like so much higher, and I feel like my cat can't get on the bed as
oh,
easily as before because she used to just jump up, and now she's like, why is it tall?
Yeah, she's like, I
Like,
thought I used to be able to do this. And now
am I getting old? What's happening?
things
I'm
different.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a different scenario, but it refreshes the room in a way. And I'm like,
Hmm.
this is so nice. I'm taller. I can reach my books a little easier. So it's a nice little thing. I'm excited to lay down in bed, enjoy the rest of my show, and maybe finish up a little bit of bullet journaling before bed. But I feel like here's a good point to end it for the night. So thanks everybody for joining. It's really
Yeah.
fun to like get back into this, and Bujo Babe sprints are always what gets me to actually start coming back to my bullet journal. So
Yeah.
I hope some people were able to make some nice spreads. If you want to share them with us, please do. Um, we are on social media, so if you want to, so I think I made this link for this stream a while ago, but I'm pretty sure I tagged Julia in the description down below, and my info's down there as well. So if you want to like tag us in what you've made for your bullet journal, let us know. We'd love to see them.
Mhm.
Also, this is very cool. 400 level. You know way more than I do. I
Ooh.
don't know any of that stuff. I mean, like anything out of 400 level or 300 level, you are eons above. One day I'll get there, maybe. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We're probably gonna do some Bujo Babe sprints some more. For we try to do them once a month. It kind of fell off for a few months, but hopefully, trying to do it a little bit more often. Life has calmed down a little bit more for me, so yeah, look forward to the next one. We will definitely be talking about it here and there. So make sure you follow us on our socials and
Mm.
go follow Julia because she's so great and see what she's up to. And thanks for coming, everybody, and have a great night.